what made this course in particular unique and how it differentiates itself from other English med schools.
The International Medical Doctor Program at my university is really unique. It has been a completely, I would say, rebuilt over the last 5 years roughly. And it has been the case since we added a number of tracks. Tracks means something which is really unique. You cannot find them all in other courses around the country, but mostly I would say around Europe, since we did completely change the structure with a sort of backbone of the course itself. And those 3 tracks, which are not available in any other international medical doctor programs around the country, are quite special since they have the peculiarity of being selective. So you will be able to join them all whenever your GPA, therefore your efforts and your outcomes will be very close to each other to promote you to be able to enter the system with a certain grade of quality. Since quality for me, in my mind, is the best modality to achieve goals and to promote you to become a medical doctor, even better as compared with what has been the case for me over the last 30 years roughly.
That's quite interesting. So in a way, like, it is catered to the individual students' abilities and skills.
Absolutely, absolutely. Indeed, these selective courses are for 20 guys, each one of those. The International Medical Doctor Program has up to 150 students, year 1, and from year 1 to year 6. But at the very same time, those who spatial abilities, I would say, or spatial dedication, which is even better than abilities, will be able to enter these characterizing tracks whenever they do have this kind of GPA. The other unique feature for this International Medical Doctor Program is the so-called additional project. Additional project means at the end of the 11th semester, you will enter the last semester of your life throughout the medical school, and according to your passion, according to your decision, according to your attitude, you will be able to spend up to 6 months abroad, wherever you want, both in the country or abroad, which means I did have students who decided to reach Johns Hopkins University in Baltimore, Stanford University in California. I did have students who decided to spend a period of time at Cornell University in New York City, many others at UCL in London, UK. So they did have a great experience, which has been not that important from the, I would say, educational standpoint only, but there is always a room even for emotional experiences. And for me, keeping your passion is so important that having this kind of opportunity will be even better.
Yeah, that's quite impressive. I think it's really nice to know that each student starts and learns the basics, but enters their own track as right from the beginning and follows it and develops their passion. And I would like to ask, from this standpoint, where does this passion come from, and what is the mindset you seek in an IMDP student?
First of all, passion comes from every single individual. And I do consider from the human being standpoint that the founder of this university was very clever. We have 3 pieces of great importance. The first one is the body, the second one is the brain, and the third one is the soul. And this is very relevant since you are not only a medical doctor, you are a human being first, and you do have in front of you persons, human beings, even before then data, analytes, and bodies only. So you do have persons. And this is the most important reason for me to consider myself as a medical doctor, not to work as a medical doctor, which is a huge difference, you know? Considering yourself as a medical doctor means that at the end of the day, you should be able to approach your patients emotionally on one side, scientifically on their side, and finally clinically speaking. And that is the mindset I do have in my mind, personally speaking, for each one of my students approaching the International Medical Doctor Program. I do foresee for them a brilliant future whenever they are able to join this kind of perception I do have of being a medical doctor, not work as a medical doctor.
What would you say are the hardest years as a student going into medicine? What would be the most challenging years?
Do you mean at my place or everywhere?
I'd say here in IMDP's
year 1,
location.
year 2, year 3, year 4, year 5, year 6. Is it good?
Yeah, I feel that's complete.
The very first year is quite challenging, if I may, since you do have in front of you many different courses and classes, which are completely different as compared with what have been done before. Mostly, we do have very beautiful classes. One of those is a sort of vocational but obligatory course, and the title is Language and Behavior for Those Who Want to Take Care of People. And this is a mix of philosophy, psychology, and medicine. We do have professors coming from abroad. One of those comes from alma mater in Bologna. She is the one who followed Umberto Eco as the responsible person for the language philosophical course over there. But she is more than enthusiastic to help us to promote this kind of language experience. Is that easy? Not at all, since the very first step for you is to understand that your work will be not the very same work as being an accountant. My father has been an accountant for the entire life. He was more than happy, but comparing to my personal days, no comparison. You are in front of people on a daily basis, and they do come at your place with their own expectations, goals, bothersome disorders, and fragile souls. And so that is important. Having someone telling you how to speak with them, how to behave yourself with them is so relevant. At the very same time, there is a genetic. Genetic is one of the most tough and difficult to pass exam for year 1. That is the case. We have microbiology, year 3, really tough. We have neuroscience, year 4, really tough. Do you really want to know why one year should be more difficult than the other one? I don't think it is an issue. You have to enter the system and to understand that you are building yourself like a medical doctor. And so every single step is so important and relevant. So at the very same time, what is pretty clear here at our university, and mostly for the International Medical Doctor Program, is that you are never alone. Never alone. There is a very famous football team, and there is a song.
You Never Walk Alone.
Exactly.
Liverpool FC. Liverpool.
Which one?
Liverpool,
exactly.
Yeah.
They won. And this is the same year. At my place, you will be associated with peers. There is a peer-to-peer program for students who actually may need to be supported. There are many other students who will be more than happy to support other colleagues and mates. There is a system of tutoring, and our tutors are very relevant. We do have 1 tutor per year, and usually speaking, our professors who work as a tutor are very well experienced in that direction. So they are able to support you from the educational point of view, how to study. This is not my goal, but I need to study, I would say, applied statistics. Oh my God, it is not that are really fascinating to me, but it is compulsory on one side and very relevant for your career on the other side. So your tutor will be able to support you in understanding why and to support you throughout the process of studying. That tough, classes.
As a student, we see the innovation occurring in science from an external standpoint. Obviously, we are in complete awe of what is going on with science, especially also with the developments in artificial intelligence and many, many other aspects. And I was personally wondering how, with this fast changing approach to science with artificial intelligence, but also with many other technologies, how do we enter this innovation process as students from outside into inside, into the system, the one you called?
You are cells of the innovation process. The innovation process per se cannot survive without you being a student. It is really, really interconnected. The study plan per se has a sort of backbone, which is a longitudinal one. So you are going to achieve different goals throughout the 6 years of the medical school itself, and it is roughly fixed, because we do have a number of regulations, rules, and so we cannot skip them all. But at the very same time, we are very subjective to, I would say, we are very subjective in producing something new, and we are very subject of fashionable things. I do love Mrs. Prada. Do you love Mrs. Prada? This is what I love. And according to what they are doing, year after year, we are modifying our course accordingly, which means, once again, there is a room to modify the entire study plan year after year. We are adding new electives, we are adding new tracks, we are adding for each one of the tracks new courses, new classes. Every single year, this is the story, and this has been the story on one side, and that will be the future. I told you before about the simulation lab. We have just opened one of the biggest simulation labs around the country, and this is the second after the first one, which was one of the most effective simulation labs in the country. Having a simulation lab will allow you all to have the most updated innovation in the field of science, which is not only medicine. It means you will be able to use everything from chemistry, everything from genetics, everything from research, putting all together to support your patients and to promote their own quality of life on one side and healthy situation on the other.